ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the preview show for the first ever Figoal Cup of Nations. My name is Ayotunde Onobolu, PSN ID A or Nobs. Don't be afraid. I'm one of the lower dogs in the group. It's all good. I'm not alone today. I've got two extraordinary Gen 2 men. I've got Bobo of Africa. Bobo of Africa, thank you for joining.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
Yeah, and I've got someone I respect so much, Aki Tommy Boy himself. Thank you for joining.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so we'll be hitting this, and I'll be starting with you, Aki Tomide. Let's talk about the Figo group in general. What are your thoughts about the group? I know it started a little bit under a year ago. It's grown to well over 100 members. What are your thoughts about the group?
What are my thoughts about the group? At the start, I thought it was just going to be 10, 20 of us in that group, honestly. I thought we were just going to be having this small thing where we will compete against each other here and there. And then we added these folks who will tell you that, they know a great player, and we'll be like, so add that person. And I feel like at this point, honestly, we have some of the best FIFA players in the world in that group, honestly. If we don't have the best, I would say maybe first 1,000. You would find players in that group that will be between the first 1 to 1,000 best FIFA players, in the world. And that, opens a reality to you that, see, this thing we're doing here, yes, we're having fun and everything, but it's a little bit more than fun. From that point for me, that reality just excites me about, knowing where we can take this to, knowing that we can have fun and we can also take it someplace.
Now, for you, Bobo, I remember we got into the group around the same time.
Yeah.
Whilst I'm still in Division 4 for some spiritual reason I cannot understand now, you have made it all the way to Division 2. How were you able to move from someone that everybody thought they could beat to someone people now actually dread to play against?
I mean, first of all, I when I came into the group, I was not a person that I thought I was really good. I thought I was really good at playing FIFA. So, but when I got there, I saw that, okay, you actually got people who are playing games. So I decided to, you know what? Let me bring myself and humble myself down and try to learn from these people who are way ahead of me. And I keep telling me they here, Tommy Boy is one of the people who I was playing regularly with, because his style, I always had problem with people who play a very slow style. So I keep playing with him. So with his game style, I was playing with other people like Tanta and Bob J, and their game style, they're all different. So when you play with different people and different game style, you know how to tackle a person when you play them, because you see their game style that, okay, this person's actually playing like this other person that I've played before. Then you're like, okay, how did I tackle this person? Then you use the tactics that you use for that person to tackle this new person. The good thing about the home and away is that you try to make sure that in the first leg, in the knockout stage, that you are still in the game to play for the second leg, so that the first game is for you to be able to see, okay, this is this, or maybe probably first off, to see how the person played. Then in the second one, if you could switch to the formation that you use for this other person that you're using as a reference point to the person that you're playing right now. So that's how I normally do it. And I decided to, you know what? I had to start all over again. I use Legacy. Everybody know. I use Legacy. I cannot use tactical. Yeah, I cannot use tactical defending. I use Legacy defending because it gives me an opportunity to be able to defend, actually. So I had to go to YouTube and see how you could make your Legacy defending more like a tactical defending. So before I use auto, my players just run here and there, but I decided to okay, I spoke to Marcel, I spoke to Musa. They were like, no, you can't use auto. You have to use air balls and loose balls. So I started learning that, and now I'm probably very good at that. I'm still learning the analog switching, which is what I'm doing now, so that you can switch from your player from, the one that is supposed to tackle the player to the other one at the back to cover space. And when you're holding the box and Legacy defending, they cover spaces for you by just using just the box. Instead of X, you use just the box. So it's different stuff that you learn when you get to the group.
I like that.
Actually, it's really fascinating. I mean, I can't both, but at the same time, it's been difficult.
I like that. I like that. All right, let's get into the Figoal Cup of Nations, the first of its kind. Akitomide, I'm going to ask you this. Now we're used to putting people in groups where we're used to having one or two guys promote, one or two guys get relegated. But for the first time, it's going to be a tournament where your division does not matter. What matters is your form at the time and how you get the job done. What's your impression, when you realize that we'll be going this route, having single elimination games, that's home and away, elimination games, and there will be no second chances. What were your thoughts when this concept came?
To what you said about your division not coming into play, I think it does come.
I understand. No, I mean what I meant by that is you will not be playing against guys.
I'm just saying. So let the Division 1 and 2 people know that they're not in the games yet right now because
right.
They're expected to come to face whoever are the folks who qualify from the current rounds that we're playing, which is dangerous for them actually because those games. Anyways, I won't say more than that. We sort of, the very first competition we had was similar to this. It was, everybody just come, we play knockout games, losers, finals, everything. And, losers, how do you say that thing? So there's a winner section and then there's
wow.
The whole thing that app that we used to organize knockouts, did at the time. But that was only for the first time. But it wasn't anything as organized, as this. This time around, us knowing that there are really good players in the lower division, for me, is the interesting thing. So I'm expecting to see upsets. I'm expecting to see someone that, maybe folks in the group don't even know anything about finding their way after knocking out a couple people in the lower rounds to come to play these top dogs like Bobo, for example, who is in Division 2. And since his legacy defending can save him. When that attack or people like that catch you, you understand that your legacy defending cannot help you. So for that possibility, I'm looking forward to it actually. Of course, it's going to be a jungle when it starts, and then we'll see, who's coming out and who can make it. We're expecting upsets, but the fun thing about knockout sometimes is you have your good days and you have your bad days. So it's very possible also that the folks that we actually expect will be the ones to rise through the rounds of this tournament might not make it. The reality of that, the expectations, the possibilities, and all of what can happen is actually exciting. I wish, some folks who choose not to play are actually playing, but I guess it is what it is. Hopefully we run it in such a way that the next time that, this is happening, they will jump in the pool.
I like the fact that you alluded to the concept that, you might be playing on a very bad day for you. You have only 2 games to really save your life at the end of the day. And I feel like that puts immense pressure and increases the competitive value of this tournament. Let me come to you now, Bobo of Africa. Now, let's look at the games. Let's look at the tournament holistically right now. Yeah. I know Musa is one of those guys who will not be playing. And, I don't know why, man. One of the best guys in the group. But in the absence of him, who do you think can actually win? Who are your favorites? If you were to give me 3 names right now, who could win the tournament? Feel free to include yourself, bro. It's okay. But if you were to mention 3 names right now, who could win the first edition of the Figoal Cup of Nations, who would those 3 names be? And Akitomide, you should have your own 3 names at the back of your mind too, because I'm coming back to you.
Okay. In terms of, I like to go back to the first question that you asked, Akintomide, regarding the tournament stuff as a whole. I actually like the format, which is good. And at the same time, you look at the top dogs and all that stuff. It doesn't really matter because in terms of FIFA, what I've come to understand about FIFA is that your style of play matters, right? You could be beating me because of my style of play, but the person that I'm beating is going to beat you because of his own style of play. That's what I've really understand about this FIFA. You might be beating me. I might be beating the person that beats you. Then you will be wondering, like, how is it possible that the person that I'm beating is beating the other person? Like, you wonder, it's because of style of play. Styles of play actually matters. So you might be beating a person, or you're already used to one style of play that you could beat properly. Mostly the slow players like Akintomide. I know people who could beat Akintomide hands down. But when they play people who runs and fast players, they have no chance against them. So it is just different like that. And in terms of my favorite, I mean, you cannot look. You know, you have to look at the UEFA Champions League guy, man. Cardiac. It has to be one of those people. You know, in as much we are looking at his form, but you have to understand that the last two tournaments, he was in the final and he was in the semi-final. And the only person that knocked him out was Musa. So you have to understand that, you know, Cardiac is still there, which is one. And in terms of the lower division, we shouldn't write them off. I'm looking like somebody like Fortes, which is like Kida. I've looked at his game. I think it's actually very good. And come on, the Sane brothers, man. Those are the people that you have to look to. Two of them, the Sane brothers. I mean, I don't know if Marcel is gonna be playing because
Marcel will play.
I don't know if he's going to take it seriously, honestly. You know, so because Marcel don't really take things seriously like that. But if he takes it seriously, he's one of those guys. But you cannot look, if you're thinking about three names, you cannot look, beyond the Sane brothers and I mean, you shouldn't write off APG also.
The reigning Division 1 champion.
Yeah, but my three people will be the Sane brothers and the Kida. That guy, Fortes. Yeah.
All right. Akintomide, who are your favorites?
3 names. This is difficult, actually. 3. I think I will go with favorite being Cardiac.
Right.
One of the Sane brothers. I've heard a lot about the Forstels.
I have seen him play, bro. He's legit.
I've heard a lot about, him. So I don't know if favorite is a word, but I would like to pick someone from the
someone everybody knows,
might be able to, move up there.
Okay.
So I would say him. And if I was to pick one more person for the 3 knockout games, it would be. So this last one, because I've seen how the person plays, how the person takes games, how seriously they take each individual games, and it always, works for them that way because they're so serious with it. Even if you think that you're better than them in that round of play, or even when they meet better players, because of how they take each individual game, it will be the other Sane brother.
Yeah, Mustafa.
Yes, that's why I'm picking him. I really think there's folks who are better at gameplay than he is, but it takes each individual games. In class, who when you're giving homework just does extra for no reason in the world. Pass mark is 50, A is 70. During the game, I feel like Mustafa wants to get 110. So that might work out for knockout games. If I have one game, just the one game today. Just beat this one person today, home and away. I feel like he's one person who can, do that successfully, even over his brother, who I think is a better player than he is.
Right.
I guess I'm going the same route as Bobo. My brothers and my wild card.
Your wild card, yeah.
You didn't give us an option, but I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I like that. He's a dark horse. Right. Thank you very much. We're winding down gradually. Now, Bobo, I'm going to ask you this last question. I know you are one guy who is able to really, really interact with people who come into the group. It doesn't matter how long you've been in the group. It doesn't matter how new you are in the group. And you've played a lot of the new guys. If you look at the guys in Division 5 right now, including those who have gained promotion into Division 4, who are some of the guys you think have very bright opportunities to climb the ladder, perhaps all the way to Division 2, Division 1 in the nearest future? Who are these guys we should be looking out for? Who could actually make some noise in this Cup of Nations? Who are some of them?
I mean, you can't look. For me, I mean, both of them are playing together, which is Fortes and you have the Sick Maven.
Oh, the Sick Maven. Ooh. Yeah, that's a game I have to watch.
I've played him several times I haven't won one game up to now. You know, his defending is different. Like
Yeah.
he takes his game very seriously. He's tactically, you know, very good. And the only problem I always have with people who in Nigeria, you cannot really access the game because of the network differences and the
You had to
service.
throw that in there.
Yeah, I mean, for real, because sometimes it affects you and it doesn't affect them. So that's the only problem. And my brother, Mahmoud Ganesh, you know,
Mm.
his his defending also is very good. In as much, I think he creates a lot of chances and he doesn't take as much as he can.
Yeah.
So Mahmoud Ganesh is another good prospect. And Lord Poseidon, you know,
Mm.
which is S gang or something like that.
Yeah,
ES
it's
gang,
gang.
something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah. So we have some good people. The Romilando and the Fones, you know, they do more for the talking and the group because you see, let me tell you one thing about this competition, one thing about tournament in group. I'll put you also in the same group, Ayotunde. During friendly, you're
Shit.
pretty good. These people, you're pretty good. Like that was what I was before. Friendly games, I take it like tournament games. Like I want to beat you, you know. But during tournament game, you have the tournament fright where things that you're doing before you cannot even do it because you are so petrified about the tournament. So most of these guys who play friendly and they are very good during the tournament, they have the tournament panic, and most of them, you know, you're looking at the game and you don't understand what is going on because you play these people on the regular and you know how they could play and you know their potential, but during the tournament you don't just know what happened. You know, so it happens to a lot of people, and I put Romilando and Funes in the same group as you. You know,
Mhm.
when I started, I was very. Now I just played like, okay, let me play it as if it's regular friendly. Like I told you, you know, from the get go, I attack the person. Once I pass, I'm going to your goal. So to test your defense to see if you are good or not. So that's how I normally play it in general. I just play it like it's regular friendly. You know, remove the fear out of it. If you lose, you lose. But why don't you lose playing your best?
Alrighty. Thank you very much, man. This has been really eye-opening. This has been absolutely enlightening. And they say time runs out when you're having a lot of fun. But hey, don't worry. After the first round, hopefully we can gather together again and examine, what we saw from the first round, especially as the guys in Division 1 and Division 2 get ready, to
Yeah.
now join in the action. I want to give a shout out to the two ladies who are in the group, Jojo
Yep.
and
Mischievous.
Mischievous.
Yeah.
You guys are a very huge part of the family. Thank you very much for being a part of us. And I want to thank you guys for making this show happen. Bob of Africa and Tommy Boy, you guys are
Oh,
incredible.
pleasure. That was
Shout
a
out
pleasure.
also to Dr. John and Marcel Baba, two guys who
Yeah.
worked so hard, to set up the tournament, and of course APJ. I really
Yeah, before I leave, I
Yeah.
just want to say you guys are doing the new admin members. You guys are doing things that is different. You guys are putting new people, which is good. We don't just want to have.
Is looking at you.
We don't want to have numbers. I'm not throwing shade at you, Akintomide, but I'm just, I'm just want to say that the new people. I mean, you guys are bringing something new, and it's getting exciting, and it's good. I want to say you guys are doing a fantastic job.
Thank you.
You're welcome to the admin members. Admin group.
Thank you.
Akintomide.
No. To be honest, the only reason we are able to do whatever we do is because the existing admin guys were so welcoming and they were so open. If it wasn't for them, none of us would even be here. The fact that the group has lasted this long and has seen, an excess of 100 members is testament to the explosive work that they've done in the past. And congratulations to you guys. So that will do it on this show, the pre-tournament show for the Figoal Cup of Nations. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in and enjoying this. And let's know exactly how you feel. Let the conversation go on in the major group. You guys can begin to make mouths to each other. It's allowed. But at the end of the day, when the tournament starts tomorrow, let your game do the talking. Have a wonderful time, guys. God bless you all. Thank you.